welcome to my live on a Thursday, my weekly mindset show. Hopefully, can you all see me? And yay, we should be live. Just drop me a hey if you are here live today with me, and just put a hashtag replay if you're catching up in the comments. We've got a great one today. This one is all about stepping into 2021 fearlessly and with flow. So you're totally aligned to who you are and where you want to be. So if you are here, I'm just waiting for it to come up on my phone as well. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So if I turn the sound down, so I can see any comments coming up on there. Right, okay. So today we are going to look at taking a step back and reflecting and reviewing kind of the past year, and then you're going to recharge your mind for the year ahead. So by removing the blocks, setting goals, and mapping out how you're going to have the best year ever. Because I find, I don't know about you, and just put any notes. Don't sit back in the sidelines. If you are here live, I can't see any comments yet, but when they come through, don't please ask questions, join in, don't sit in the sidelines there. So I find it's all too easy to kind of get caught up in the day-to-day activities. You start off the year with your goals written out, don't we? You have all these great intentions at the beginning of the year. And we've got the best intentions to actually of reaching them, but then life gets in the way, doesn't it? Life gets in the way. So many people actually procrastinate and they put off pursuing their dreams. And all of a sudden, that whole year has flown by, hasn't it? We can't believe, can we? We're coming to the end of 2020, and what a year it has been. So we go through a whole year, that whole year of, all the stuff's happened. And you suddenly realise that you may not made the progress that you wanted to make. You've stopped reviewing your goals, let alone writing new ones. So now is the perfect time to take a step back and reflect on what's happened so far. We're going to address some of the potential blocks that have stopped you and the problems that have held you back, and just set some new goals and map out next year. We're going to review and reflect. So the first one is about reviewing and reflecting. We're going to look backwards first. Before we move forwards, we're going to look backwards. Now, we all know now, I think this year has definitely told us, or taught us, hasn't it, that how much can happen in a year. Now, going away for a couple of days with my husband, I really had time to reflect. Yes, so much has happened this year. And, whilst a lot of it has been bad, there's also so much to be grateful for. And I've had that opportunity to really appreciate over the last couple of days just how wonderful it was to dress up, go out for dinner, and just enjoy being there. I think for me, and let me know what your thoughts are, but it's not until you have something taken away that you realise just how much you miss it. And just dressing up and going out for dinner was almost like this huge luxury that we've just not been able to do for so long. It was absolutely wonderful. So answering these next few questions that I'm going to give you will help you to really shift your focus away from worry and onto more uplifting and positive aspects of your life. Because there are really, there are truly important and precious parts of life. And we're going to use this time to remind yourself of the big picture. Because in any given time, there are more things to be grateful of than to be anxious about. So your first question, if you've got a pen and paper, just make a note of some of these questions. What do I want to remember from 2020? What am I grateful of right now? And what were my happiest and most empowering moments? And now I want you to I want you to remember that it's the small things that really lead to the big goals. It's the small steps that actually get us started. Sometimes, when we're looking at the big picture, the big goal, it's so big a gap from where we are right now that we don't start anything. So I want us to really think about the small steps that we take. So what amazing things have you achieved so far this year? I want you to celebrate the small as well as the big. So make a note of that. Think about celebrating everything that you've achieved so far, no matter how small. And what then did you do to actually achieve those goals, those steps? And try and be as specific as you possibly can. You know, what have you learned? What are your greatest insights that you've gained over the last year? Who's inspired you? So just make a note of some of those questions first. Take the time to reflect on the good that's happened. How have you moved forward? What have you learned? How have you grown? Because, you know, we've all grown so much this year. And, you know, within my programs that I run, we absolutely celebrate all the wins every single week. So what did you want to, you know, now you've kind of looked at all of the great things that have happened, I want you to now think about, what did you want to achieve but you didn't manage to? And then ask yourself, why didn't you achieve that? And I want you to be really honest with yourself here. You know, what were the most challenging situations this year and how have you grown from them? But be honest about why have you not achieved what you wanted to achieve. Because it will come down to those mental blocks. Those mental blocks. We've all been there, haven't we? We've all been there. We spend so much time either being stuck in the past or anticipating the future that we forget to live in the present. We forget to just get on with what we can get on with right now. You know, instead we create those blocks, those limitations and those stories that are normally linked to the past or the future. You know, as to why you can't do something or why you can't have something. And those are the blocks that hold you back. And you make you feel stuck behind that giant brick wall. And most of us have these instincts that keep telling us over and over again to keep playing safe and not be courageous. And we end up spending so much time focusing on what we don't want to happen or why we can't have what we want, that we end up proving ourselves right. Because the more we focus on our blocks, the bigger they become and the more that they hold us back. You know, what we focus on expands, and you do have a choice. You know, every day presents us. It presents us with that chance to move forward, you know, towards that awesomeness, or we can stick with that safeness and routine. So we really can't control what happens to us, but we can decide how we respond. And this is what makes all the difference. If we want to thrive, we have to choose to respond in the most empowering way possible. So let's make it happen. You know, whenever you notice yourself thinking about one of the blocks that you might have identified, whether it's feeling worried or panicky about, you know, having a lack of time or lack of money, or whether it's, you know, you're just feeling like you're low, you haven't got the energy, or that, you know, something you want to do, it just seems impossible. I want you to stop what you're doing and do these following things. And these, you know, a lot of these are NLP techniques that I do. So the first one is to change your posture. The fastest and easiest way to snap yourself out of a state of mind is by changing your posture. You know, because if you're a bit down, you know, and you're focusing on the blocks, then you're almost a bit slumped over, you know, a bit defeated, you know, and our head gets lowered. We almost talk quieter. So when we feel positive, you know, we're almost sitting or standing up tall. So simply by changing your posture from being slumped and upright, you are sending a message to your unconscious mind that you can do it and you're ready for it. You're ready to make it happen. You know, smile when you're doing it. Shoulders back and smile. You know, because smiling can really, it can instantly shake you out of that kind of the stuck mindset. So smile too. And change your words and your thoughts. It takes up more energy to focus on the negative than it does the positive. Just ask yourself, who is listening when you are saying bad things to yourself? Yeah, it's just you. It's just you. And what we think becomes our actions. So change your thoughts from negative to positive. No more of kind of, I can't do that, or, so change the I can'ts to I can. No more don'ts or shoulds or buts or I'm going to try. Try is one of the I don't do trying. You either can or you can't. You do or you don't. So we're going to cut out the trying as well. Say all of these, this next thing out loud to yourself. You can say it inside your head, but, saying it out loud is better. So I release all blocks and trust that what I want to achieve will come to me at the right time, the right way. Say it with meaning. And then I almost imagine all of the blocks kind of, puffing into smoke or floating away in the sky. So say it as many times as you want to until you're no longer feeling, that block. And then you feel empowered instead and trust that, somehow it's going to work. It's going to work out exactly as you want it. Nothing's going to stop you. It's a really, really powerful exercise to kind of link your body, your thoughts, your mind, your words all together to break that thought pattern and stop you from wasting that energy. And if you start to do that every single day, you will soon start breaking down those blocks. You've got to really train your brain to stop focusing on the blocks and start focusing on the things that you do want. You've got to break that negative cycle. And changing the story about, why you keep telling yourselves about the reasons why you can't have what you want. So we're going to just change it around. You really are what you think. So, everything that you think, it becomes your actions. So focus all the reasons on why you can do something, not on the reasons why you can't. Focus on the reasons why it will happen, not all the reasons why it won't. Focus on the positive when saying what if. Instead of, or what if this happens and what if that happens, think about, well, what if I do this and I have amazing success? So just flip it around. Remember that all success is created in the mind. And then the last one here is to reframe it. Reframe, fear and excitement are on that same spectrum. So reframe that anxiety and fear to excitement. Instead of telling yourself, I'm scared, I'm worried, I'm nervous, or I'm anxious and I need to calm down, then reframe it to, I'm feeling excited. This is an amazing opportunity. So flip it to the positive instead of letting that fear pull you in and allows you to stay in control. So stop waiting for the right time and start pursuing your dreams right now. You just have to make that decision. Many people put off making the decision by telling themselves that the time isn't right. Today isn't the right day. And eventually this is going to become your life story, that you're forever waiting for the right time to arrive. No one dreams of being that person who didn't do anything. But we tend to wait for the right time, even though we know that that perfect scenario is not going to happen. So sometimes we just need that little bit of a push. You're going to make that decision, decide to commit. So instead of letting the fears and the worries stop you from fulfilling your dreams in your life, catch yourself early and make that decision. Make that decision today that's going to bring you closer to your goal. Be fearless and fire up your awesomeness in 2021. And what a way to start off 2021 than by choosing to work with me on my Mega Success Mindset Accelerator. I've got just 2 places left, and right now you can save over £1,000 on my early bird offer. From next week, the pay in full price, it goes back up from £1,475 to £2,475. I'm going to put all of the details in the comments, or you can just, message me and we can have a quick chat and I can tell you all about it. And actually, in in Saturday's, my Boss Babe group, Boss Babe on the Rise, then I am doing a live meditation. So come into the group. If you haven't already joined, just ask to join my group, Boss Babe on the Rise, on Saturday morning. I've got a free live meditation that is really going to fire you up for your abundance that you deserve in 2021. And join me for part 2 of this live next week, where we're going to align and we're going to charge you forward and write your goals for next year, for 2021. Thank you for joining me today. If you're catching up on a replay, do a hashtag replay, put some comments in, and I will answer all your comments later on today. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day, guys, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.